Join me as we figure out who are the Bengalis. Well, let's find out. Our story begins around 4,000 years ago at Pandu Rajar, where the first evidence of permanent settlements emerged. These were Bronze Age rice farmers who lived in well-planned towns. By 500 BCE, they began transforming the landscape with iron tools, leading to the growth of large, wealthy port cities like Wari Bateshwar, which traded as far as Southeast Asia and the Mediterranean. These early Bengalis spoke languages from the Dravidian and Tibeto-Burman families. Around the 5th century, the Vedic Aryan peoples migrated from the west, bringing with them the Sanskrit language and introducing Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. This was not a peaceful start. The Hindu epic, the Mahabharata, even describes Aryan raids on Bengal. Ancient Bengal was immensely rich. The port of Tamralipta traded fine textiles, called muslins, which were so delicate, they were called flowing water. When Alexander the Great invaded India in 327 BCE, he turned back from Bengal, reportedly intimidated by the Vanga kingdom's 4,000 war elephants. Bengal would eventually be integrated into the first great Indian empires, the Maurya and the Gupta. After the great Indian empires decayed, Bengal was divided and suffered through centuries of foreign invasions and pillaging, a time they called Matsyanaya, or fish justice, a metaphor for a cruel world where the big fish consume the little fish. Tired of the chaos, the Bengalis decided to elect a strong leader, choosing the warrior Gopala as their king in 750 CE. His dynasty, the Palas, built one of India's most powerful empires. An Arab visitor in 851 CE claimed the Palas had an army of 50,000 elephants. The Palas built a strong, stable state, with hospitals, police, and even a law that made it illegal to talk nonsense. The Palas were devout Buddhists and oversaw a spectacular Buddhist golden age. Bengal became the last stronghold of Buddhism in India, and the Palas used their vast wealth to fund massive learning centers like Nalanda University, which was 500 years older than Oxford, and built awe-inspiring universities like Somapura. Thousands of students came from across Asia to study. Notably, the Bengali monk Atisa traveled to Tibet and revived Buddhism there, where it remains the major religion today. The Pala kingdom crumbled in the 12th century, replaced by the Senas, chieftains from southern India. Under the orthodox Hindu Senas, Buddhism went into a steep decline, though the era did produce great Hindu literature and art. This era was interrupted by the arrival of Turkic, Afghan, and Iranic powers. In 1204, the general Muhammad Bakhtiar swept across Bengal, plundering and massacring monks, leaving behind silent, smoldering ruins. While Bakhtiar's reign was short, it injected new influences and brought a Muslim ruling class. In 1342, a Delhi Sultanate official named Shamsuddin Ilyas Shah rebelled and declared independence, creating the independent Bengal Sultanate. This dynasty ruled for 150 years and fostered the first unified Bengali identity. The Bengali language was standardized and given state support, and the sultans adopted local traditions, even calling themselves Rajas. The entire area was now called Bangala. The Sultanate made Bengal the richest country to trade with, exporting silk, steel, and gunpowder across the globe. Its capital, Gaur, grew to be the 5th largest city on earth by the 16th century. Bengali art and architecture flourished, inventing the iconic curved roofs based on village huts. This was an era of cultural blending, where Hindus and Muslims mixed freely in the arts. The Persianized Turkic military juggernaut known as the Mughal Empire conquered Bengal in 1576. Under the Mughals, eastern Bengal became predominantly Muslim. This was accelerated when the Ganges shifted its channel east in the 16th century, opening up vast forested lands. Charismatic Muslim Sufis or Pirs led the charge, founding towns and blending Islam with local beliefs. Bengal became the Mughal Empire's richest province, dubbed the Paradise of Nations. By 1700, its capital, Dhaka, was home to 1 million inhabitants, and Bengal was a global manufacturing hub, creating the world's largest textile and shipbuilding industry. The first Europeans to arrive were the Portuguese in 1498, followed by the French, Dutch, and British. the British East India Company set up a trading post in a fishing village they called Calcutta in 1690. The Mughal grip weakened, and Bengal was ruled by Nawabs who were among the world's richest rulers. However, in 1757, at the Battle of Palashi, the Nawab Siraj-ud-Dawla was betrayed by his own commander, Mir Jafar, who secretly sided with the East India Company's Robert Clive. With this treacherous victory, the company seized control, and Bengal's riches paid for the British conquest of India. Calcutta became the nerve center of the British Empire. British rule brought a nightmare to the paradise of nations. The company's mismanagement led to the devastating famine of 1770, which killed an estimated 3 to 10 million people. This was only the first of 25 policy-induced famines that would plague Bengal over the next 127 years. The Permanent Settlement Law of 1793 created a new class of powerful Hindu landlords, zamindars, over the largely Muslim peasantry, who were driven into crushing generational debt. Meanwhile, Bengal was deindustrialized, its legendary textile industry collapsing by 96% in 60 years, all to fuel Britain's Industrial Revolution. Yet, from Calcutta, a city that prospered as the capital, emerged the Bengal Renaissance. A generation of wealthy and educated Hindu Bengalis produced world-class figures like the scientist Jagadish Chandra Bose, who pioneered radio waves before Marconi, and the poet Rabindranath Tagore, who became the first non-European Nobel Prize winner in 1913, writing the national anthems for both India and Bangladesh. As the independence movement grew, the British policy of divide and rule intensified the religious and economic divisions, leading to the two nations theory. Then, during World War II, a British scorched earth policy, combined with Winston Churchill's refusal to send aid, caused the famine of 1943, which annihilated over 3 million lives. In 1947, Britain partitioned the subcontinent. Bengal was sliced in half. The Hindu West went to India, and the Muslim East became East Pakistan. Separated from West Pakistan by 1,400 kilometers, East Pakistan was treated like a colony. The ultimate insult came when Urdu, a language spoken by a minority, was declared the sole official language, ignoring Bengali, which was spoken by 58.6% of the population. This sparked the Bengali language movement. On February 21, 1952, police fired on student protesters at Dhaka University, creating Bangladesh's first martyrs. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman rose to lead the growing movement for self-rule. The final straw came in November 1970, when the deadliest cyclone in history killed 300,000 people in East Pakistan, with virtually no response from the West. After Mujibur's party won the National Assembly election, West Pakistan refused to hand over power. On March 7, 1971, Mujibur gave his fiery speech, declaring, "The struggle this time is a struggle for our independence. Joy Bangla." On March 25, the Pakistani military launched Operation Searchlight, an attempt to crush the idea of Bangladesh through massacres and targeted killings that became a full-scale genocide. The Mukti Bahini, freedom fighters, and the Indian Army intervened. After a brutal 9-month war that killed an estimated 1.7 million people, the combined forces took Dhaka, forcing a Pakistani surrender on December 16, 1971. The nation of Bangladesh was born.